Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone on today? I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen the videos and the comments and live, videos of Charleston White. And I'm going to say Charleston White, Yabba Dabba mouth. This individual is very toxic, abusive, and a coward to pull a G in a studio on a platform that will be seen by many viewers and audiences. See, the heart of a person shows themselves through their mouth. Matthew 12:34. And out of the heart of the life issues. Proverbs 4:23. Now, calling women out of their name and, calling them all types of vulgar names, bragging about helping others, then criticizing and then crying, begging for the money back is not of righteousness. See, God cannot glorify this foolishness. He doesn't have any integrity. He doesn't even operate in integrity. The heart of all things is wicked, and he sells himself just as that, a wicked, evil person with an evil, wicked heart. And when he went on the DJU TV, it seems like they're just as responsible to allow this dude to go in their studio and let them show himself. He's from Texas, and this was in Chicago. And they got up and told him to stop and all of that. But see how quick this individual was? He was scared after they told him to leave. He is lucky, and I'm going to tell you, the dude is lucky that they did not move on him in the manner he pulled the G, right? And more than likely, I'm going to tell you, a woman will be the one to take him down. And this is not a smart move in any manner on this guy CW's, uh, you know, act or behavior, because he's talking about things that he said, and some people say he's just making it up and he's just doing it for shock value and clout chasing. But pulling out a G in a studio where people are going to watch this, that's just something that's just not a smart move at all. And I'm going to tell you, this is something that probably should have been handled before he got there, because I'm surprised that he was able to show up there and then leave. And he's still talking all this smack and calling women out their name and this and that. But let me share something with you about this situation here. There are some characteristics of a fool. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. Proverbs 132. So there are some characteristics of a fool. Now, I don't know everything about him, but I did go and read some things about him. And he wants to help people, right? But the way he's going about it, as he says in the thing, what they wrote up about him. If you are truly wanting to help people, how is it helping folks when you're sitting up here criticizing the people about their actions and behaviors and rapping about, unaliving people and things like that? But you turn around and display the same behaviors that you're trying to tell people that and correct people that they shouldn't be doing, and calling women out their names and ready to fight, quick to anger, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. And they said that he's from a Christian family. But being from a Christian family doesn't necessarily mean you are operating in Christian values, because there's a difference. Your salvation is individual, and it's not based on your family's salvation. So here are some characteristics of a fool. Having no self-control. Proverbs 25:28. This brother has no self-control about his mouth or himself. Gossiping. Proverbs 10:18, sitting up gossiping about what he did and then coming back talking about it in a vulgar manner, calling the deceased parent mothers out of their name. Who would to want their mother's names, called out, their mother's disrespect, excuse me, like that, and calling them out their names? And he has a mother, and would he want anyone to disrespect his mother? And then meddling in the matters of others. Proverbs 26:17. Why do you concern yourself in the matters of others? Just clout chasing, shock value. And they saying that he built this platform. Built it on what? Foolishness? And then speaking quickly. Proverbs 27:11 and Proverbs 29:20. Up here speaking quickly. And a lot of times when people speak quickly, they are afraid. They fear something. They're loose right there. And then being stubborn. And if someone's tried to correct him, he comes at them and attacks them. Proverbs 12:15, being stubborn, not willing to listen to any goodness and good information, good news, instead of the foolishness. And then speaking too much. He's been out here running his mouth, yabba dabba, speaking too much. Proverbs 17:28 and Proverbs 17:27. Putting hope in money. Proverbs 11:28 and Proverbs 15:16. Now, out here clout chasing and acting like this for money, for clicks and likes, because he's a hustler. But he's putting hope in money, being a hustler. But a hustler doesn't necessarily mean you have to disrespect other people and pulling out a G on someone or people in a studio. Man, come on now. And not planning ahead. You obviously are not planning ahead what could happen to him or could have happened to him and what might still happen to him. Proverbs 19:2, Proverbs 14:15. Not planning ahead to do what's right. Being prayed up and, so you can stay up, brother. And then being lazy about your behavior, knowing that you should do better. You know what I'm saying? And not acting right. Proverbs 13:4. Now, being stingy. Proverbs 28:22 and Proverbs 19:27. Now, I don't know if everything on this list really applies to him, but there's a lot of things on this list that does apply to him with the characteristics of being a fool. Now, there are the good news for fools. There are some good news, right? You got to be very careful then how you live. Really, you do. Not as unwise as wise, making the most of every opportunity. You got to make the most of every opportunity. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Ephesians 5:15 through 17. Understanding the Lord's will. The Lord's will is wisdom. The Lord gives wisdom, and from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2:6. You are never going to hear God out here talking the way this brother does. And there are some other people out here too that does it too. They do. But see, the Bible assures us that if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. James 1:5. If you ask God for wisdom, he's going to give it to you without even finding fault in you. And that's the thing. And see, wisdom is always available. We just have to surrender and ask for it. And sometimes, when people act like this and come out, they're cowards, man. They're not real tough. They're cowards. And when they have to run their mouth so much about what they gonna do, and they gonna show the world what they gonna do, and then don't do it. And then you should never pull out a G that you don't have any intentions of using. And then when they asked him to leave, what did he do? I ain't going nowhere. He was scared. That's a coward. That's not a real man. A real man will do what's right. A real man will be a real stand-up guy, and they will stick to their word, and they'll stand up to what they say they're going to do, and they'll carry it out because they know that if they don't do it, man, he's sending a message that this is just foolishness, people. Don't get caught up in it. Don't keep laughing at stuff if you've been laughing, because at one point people probably laughed at it. And now some people are talking about it and saying, no, man, this is not funny. This is foolish. This brother is not wise. This is some unwise stuff. And I was prompted to do this video because I saw the DJU TV, and I was like, man, I've heard of some of the stuff he said, and I'm like, you know what, it's time for a woman to speak out if they haven't, and I'm gonna speak out. I may get some bad views, or I might get attacked, but let me tell you something. Sometimes it's better to just speak out about this foolishness, because it is real foolishness. And if any of you lacking wisdom, ask God for it. Wisdom is better than foolishness, seriously. Some people will ask God for wisdom, and then some people instead will rest in foolishness. And when you keep resting in foolishness, that's some energy that you don't want up on you. It's a burden that you don't want to carry, resting in foolishness for no reason. But James asks, who is wise and understanding among you? By his conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. James 3:13 through 14. Now, here's my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, give it a thumbs up, please. Share the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And please leave your respectful comments below. And I want to thank each and every one of my new subscribers for subscribing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at StandupBcounted if you want to support the channel. It's in the description box. And on on my Instagram, StandupBcounted, don't forget to take a look at OitsSharine Jewelry. That is jewelry that I make, and I do upload new jewelry. And so if you are interested in anything that you see, let me know, because that's where it is. It's on my Instagram channel. And I also post other videos over there as well. Sometimes you have a little more leeway over there than you do over here on certain, topics or whatnot. So I'm getting into that. And then don't forget to stick with it 6 weeks. The exercise, whatever mode you're doing, sticking with it 6 weeks. 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and you can break it up in 10-minute increments. God bless you all on today. Peace out.